Hey, all you students out there, this video is going to help you guys figure out how to start creating your rough draft for the mandala project. So the mandala project will have 4 rough drafts, the first of which will just be studying the line. Now, if you watched my previous video, the previous video started giving you tips on how to do research. When I say research, what I mean is just go on the internet and start gathering ideas from what other people have made. So since we're studying line, I'm expecting you to get on the internet and start typing in into the Google elements of art line and seeing what other people have made. Now this project, mandala and just studying line, has been around for centuries. People have been studying and making lines for thousands and thousands of years, and then people have been studying art for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so this project is really nothing new. So if you just go to the internet, type in into the Google, elements of art line, you should get a series of assignments and completions of assignments and rough drafts of what other people have done to study line. If you watched my previous video, I did that quick research for you. I would like for you to do it and then start creating your own rough draft. So a rough draft will pretty much look like a piece of paper, 8.5 by 11 sheet of copy paper, and you just try out different kinds of line. You can also experience Zentangle. Now towards the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick demonstration on what I mean whenever I say a rough draft. After you guys get done exploring the line, you're then going to go ahead and start figuring out how to make a mandala. That's going to be an entirely separate video, and I expect to see 2 rough drafts from that. The first one is just you practicing making circles, and the second one will be filling it in with the imagery that you want to make. I also expect you guys to create a 4th rough draft of the imagery that you're going to put specifically inside the final mandala. Now the mandala, the final, should reflect little bits of you, who you are as a person. So I expect you guys to put imagery inside that mandala that reflects you. Take, for example, if you're a gamer or if you play Fortnite, you would include imagery from Fortnite into your mandala. Or like, let's say you're a skater, you'd put imagery from skating into your mandala. Or like, let's say you're really into flowers and you're a botanist, you'd include imagery of flowers inside your mandala. So the mandala, the final project, should reflect pieces of you. So what you're going to do for one of the rough drafts, I'm going to give you an example of this in a later video, is you're going to draw imagery that reflects the things that you like and who you are. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick demonstration on how to start up your line rough draft. All right, just to give you guys a quick recap, what you should have done by now is you should have gone to the internet, you should have typed in element of art line, gone to images, and started looking what other people have done. Now, as you scroll down, you'll see other people's work, so this would definitely count as a rough draft. This piece would definitely count as a rough draft as well, and something like that. That would also count as a rough draft. So essentially the rough draft is going to be you taking a piece of paper, breaking it off into sections, and start filling it up full of different styles of line. As you begin to look around the internet, you might start coming across some Zentangles, and that is perfectly acceptable. So as you're scrolling down, you might be like, whoa, oh yeah, this is a nice one. That would totally count as a rough draft as well. Heck, that's even bleeding off into a final right there. So whenever you start going into stuff that looks like this is beginning to look more like Zentangles. A Zentangle is beginning to go more into design and pattern than it is about line. So let me give you a quick example of a Zentangle really fast. And as you can tell right off the bat, you can simply do something as simple as this. So you can do something like this, where you simply put down a shape and overlap it multiple times, and you can begin to start filling in the negative space with different kinds of line. Now the difference between Zentangles and this assignment, just the basic exploration of line or line styles, is that Zentangles is more design focused, more design and pattern focused. So this is more of an exploration of different styles of line, as opposed to Zentangles is more design focused. So it has more repetition and design in mind. Either one is completely acceptable for the line rough draft, the line practice rough draft. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a brief example of how to start this project. And whenever you get done with it, go ahead and take a photograph of it and put it inside your art portfolio. All right, I'm going to cut over to my document camera and I'm going to start drawing for you guys. So as you can tell, what I have here is I have a rough draft I started this morning, and you can tell right off the bat that I began to just draw lines to section it off. That's all you got to do is just grab a piece of paper, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of copy paper, or any paper for that matter, and get a pen or a pencil and just draw lines to start breaking it up into pieces. You don't necessarily have to do it this way, but it's totally acceptable if you do, because honestly, this assignment is more about you learning how to create and do different kinds of line than it is about you creating sections on a piece of paper. So I'm going to go ahead and start one up for you real quick. Let me go ahead and get another fresh sheet of paper. And you can trace virtually anything. I mean, you can create like a line if you want to, go across your piece of paper. You can put your hand down and trace your hand if you wish. That's totally okay. The trick is you just got to start creating sections on your piece of paper to start creating a variety of different styles of line, just like that. Or you can create like circles, like that. You can create like a straight line. So after you create a number of different sections on your piece of paper, you can start creating a variety of lines in the independent sections. So like this space right here, I'm going to go ahead and just put straight lines, just like this. So I could go ahead and do this whole piece of paper chock full of different kinds of lines. You're going to take a picture of it, and then you're going to go ahead and turn it in for a rough draft grade for line practice. And that's this whole grade. That's it. I just want you guys to practice different kinds of line. An implied line meaning I'm going to have a line and I'm going to stop it at a point. So like, let's say I do it like this. So when I go down, the implied line is right there. Did I actually draw a line right there? No, I did not. But it's implied. It's implied that there's an edge there that I'm stopping at. So there's an implied line and there's an implied line. So I can go ahead and do that. So I'm kind of drawing a line without drawing a line. I'm drawing a lot of lines around it, but I'm not drawing an actual line. So I didn't draw a line there, but I certainly implied that one's there. And now one is suddenly there because there's a negative space. So go ahead and fill up this whole sheet of paper full of all sorts of different styles of line. Now, if you want to start working on Zentangles, you can work on Zentangles as well. So like a Zentangle would be something that looks like this. So it's very, very repetitive. So you just keep on going until this whole section is filled full of this style of line. Just keep on going and going, going. So that I got that style of line going on there. So this should take you about 30 to 45 minutes. Go ahead and put in a pair of earbuds, put on your favorite music, and just knock it out. When you get done, take a picture of it with your Chromebook and go ahead and put it into your art portfolio. And I look forward to seeing your art soon. Thank you so much.